Hello, Crimson Crew. This is Amanda, and I'm going through what we covered for the IT session that we went over for Training 3. And one component that we went over was Canvas. And you may or may not be familiar with Canvas. You may have had a class. We started using it a little bit in fall 2014, and the campus is officially switching to Canvas in summer 2016. This is a little later than we originally thought, but it is important for new students to know how to use both Canvas and OnCourse because, as you may have experienced, professors are having classes, some on OnCourse and some on Canvas, so it's important to know how to use both. So in order to get to Canvas, there are multiple ways that you can do it. You may be familiar with all three of these methods, but you can go to the A to Z link and scroll down and get to Canvas. You can go to 1IU, which we covered in another video, and go to the Canvas link from there. Or the easiest way to do it really is just to type in Canvas at iu.edu and it'll take you straight there. And then you log in like you do OnCourse. So if you haven't experienced Canvas before, the setup looks a little bit different. You are able to see recent activity from different courses that you're enrolled in. If you're not familiar with these are discussions, so they're replacing the forums if you've experienced those in OnCourse, so you have like discussions with other classmates. The other nice feature that's new is this to-do list, so it shows you upcoming assignments. You can also look at it on the calendar and it'll show you the upcoming assignments. And you can also see recent feedback that you've gotten in terms of grades or professors posting things. Canvas also is kind of like OnCourse where it shows you your courses, and you can also customize those based on what you want to see. So these are the two classes that I'm taking for Canvas this semester, and the professor sets it up how they want to, like OnCourse. And then when you click on the specific class, it'll show you, like I said, the upcoming things and recent feedback for that specific class, and it'll also notify you of assignment grades or announcements. And the tabs are set up similar to OnCourse again, but that's at the professor's discretion. So you can have an assignments tab where all your assignments are posted, which you can also see your grades from here and also see what's upcoming. And you can also see your past assignments. Discussions, like I said, are like forums. There aren't any discussions for this class. I have them for the other class. Grades. The nice thing about Canvas and grades, if you haven't gotten to experience that, is that you can print your grades really easily. You can also do what if scores. So if I want to see what happens to my grade, if I get a 25 out of 25 on this assignment, it'll show you that I'll get a 97.1 in the class if I do that. And you can do that for all of your grades, so you can see, what do I have to get on all these assignments to get a specific grade in the class, and you can save them or you can revert back to your actual score. So that's a really nice new feature that is in Canvas that is not in OnCourse. You have to ask the professor, usually for permission for OnCourse to see your grades. Another way you can see your grades on Canvas, if you just hit grades, it'll show you the courses you're taking and what grades you have in the class. So don't tell anybody my grades, guys. Also, I'll click on a different class. You can also see, like OnCourse, you can see the people, but unlike OnCourse, it just shows you the person's name. It doesn't show the email addresses like OnCourse did, so that's hopefully a feature that they're going to add to it, but don't hold your breath. Files, that's again kind of like putting, it's kind of like resources on OnCourse where professors can post information and notes and things like that. Clicking on course syllabus is where your syllabus is obviously posted in Canvas. Canvas, from what I've seen, usually posts the syllabus kind of like this, but I think you can also have it where you can just download it as well. But the two classes I've had mostly show the syllabus like this, and then it also will show the assignments down here as well as where they are on the calendar, so all of that's nice. Going into the other features of Canvas, there's conferences and collaborations. I haven't gotten to do too much with those, but from what I understand, you can do things like edit a Google Doc together with other classmates, so that's a pretty interesting feature. Also, another popular feature in Canvas is the calendar. So, like I said, it shows you assignments that are coming up for each class, and it marks the class, and then just anything you want to put in the calendar, it marks with blue or whatever color it's set at. And then also crosses off the stuff you've turned in, so that's really nice. And I think you can also do like a schedule, or yeah, so you can like make schedule stuff, so that's pretty neat. And then you have an inbox like in OnCourse, and you can view all your messages. You can also send a message, and you can pick people from the course. So you can pick the people in your courses, so you don't really see the email, but you can message them from there, so that's helpful. And the most innovative, you could say, about Canvas is that you can set a profile picture, you can set up different settings, you can have Canvas text you information if you'd like, or email you, and you can put that information in yourself. And you can also set it up to where you can get Skype from Canvas, you can get Twitter if you want Canvas to tweet you. You can do different things like that, so that's really innovative and cool. And to set all this stuff up, to get your profile picture and stuff, you can do profile, and then you can like add things if you want to. I'm not really looking to do all of that. And then notifications, this is where you set up, what you want Canvas to email you, how often. Same with cell number. So I really want Canvas to send me a text if there's an announcement or if I have a new grade. And you can set this up really easily. And the last thing that we talked about with Canvas at the training is called, it's under the help button, and you can send different questions to different people. So if you want to ask your instructor a question, you can click on this to submit questions to your professor, or you can email them through that messaging thing I showed you earlier. You can search the Canvas guides if there's things that you don't know how to do on Canvas and you want to learn more. And you can also ask for help. You can provide feedback about Canvas, so if there's some feature that you want to add to Canvas, you can send it. So these are really helpful. And so, if you want to brush up on Canvas, or if you don't feel very comfortable with Canvas talking about to new students, this might be a good resource for you to go to. Thank you.